Let's find out what happens next after the Good Government Committee wrapped up its inquiry. We have the panel's chairman himself, Representative Joel Chua. Welcome back to The Big Story, Congressman.
Hi, good evening, and thanks for having me tonight.
Congressman, I know you're wrapping up the inquiry, but I wanted to ask, since we're already getting into the thick of things, bakit po ba magtatapos na at ano po nangyari sa summon po natin kay Colonel Lachica and Colonel Nolasco who were in charge or were given the money by the Special Disbursing Officer? Aren't we going to unwrap that side of the investigation?
Well, wrapping up just for this year, but does not follow that we're already terminating the committee hearing. Insofar as Colonel Lachica and Colonel Nolasco are concerned, we were informed that the AFP is already conducting its internal investigation so as not to disrupt the said investigation. We are giving them the opportunity to conduct their own internal investigation.
Okay, Congressman Chua, confirm lang natin. No? Earlier, you guys were clarifying in a press conference after the conclusion of the 8th hearing of the Committee on Good Government, no, that this is just, kumbaga, wrapping up the confidential fund part of the hearing.
Yes.
You guys mentioned na because si Congressman Valeriano at si Congresswoman Luistro, may iba pang ni-raise na issue that you will be carrying these issues or taking them up next year pagbalik ng Congress. Can we confirm lang?
Yes, you are correct. Because this is not only about confidential funds. If you will remember it correctly, the manifestation of Congresswoman Luistro concerns the budget of the DepEd, including the regular fund. That includes the issue concerning the computer.
Pero yung committee report, you also mentioned coming up with a partial committee report. We understand that has, of course, just to do with the confidential funds and all the findings from this committee hearing so far. Kailan po namin maaasahan itong partial committee report on the issue of confidential funds?
Well, kasi katatanggap lang namin nitong PSA, no, from the DepEd. We are still awaiting the certification of DepEd of PSA from the Office of the Vice President. So hopefully we will be able to get it as soon as possible. So magiging part po yan ng aming partial committee report.
Kong, would also like to get your take because the media actually caught up with Vice President Sara Duterte earlier today in Davao City, and we'd like to know what you think about this soundbite.
It's a welcome relief sa mga personnel ng Office of the Vice President and sa mga former personnel ng Department of Education na natapos na yung hearing kasi noon kada linggo sila nababalisa, anxious, parang tormented. Yung iba sa kanila takot para sa buhay nila. Ang ginamit na mga words, we're scared for our lives. Why are we being treated like convicts and fugitives? We are government workers. Mga ingana. So, it's a welcome relief na hindi na sila ipapatawag sa hearings sa Congress.
So, Kong, what do you make of those statements coming from VP Sara?
Well, that is only insofar as confidential fund is concerned. But when Congress resumes its session by next year, and we decided to open again our committee hearing, so baka sa iba pong topic, ipatawag din po sila.
Given the timing of things, I mean, we just heard the president say that he doesn't back impeachment, that in the greater scheme of things, the VP is unimportant and this is a waste of time. I mean, putting that side by side with your decision to wrap up the discussion on confidential funds, hindi po ba maiisip nila na sinusunod niyo po yung direksyon ng presidente?
Well, as you can see, dalawa na pong impeachment complaint ang naipafile sa House. And I heard na may another impeachment pa rin na ipafile. So baka maging 3 na anytime soon. So wala naman pong kinalaman ito sa pronouncement ng ating presidente because at the end of the day, it will be the Committee on Justice who will tackle this impeachment complaint. So now, if eventually the Committee on Justice ruled that there is sufficient in form and substance, so baka isampa pa rin po ito.
Okay, nabanggit rin kanina sa press ko, no, Congressman Chua, na some of the suggested amendments to existing legislation, because of course, in aid of legislation naman yung mga hearing, is a lot that requires CF or confidential fund disclosures on the way it's spent and some penalties for its misuse. You guys were saying, no, at the current situation, very bare minimum lang yung accounting na kailangan nila gawin at yung liquidation na kailangan gawin given such huge amounts. But I was also wondering, because the COA also announced today, no, that the Office of the President has actually spent some 2.2 billion, 2.3 billion the year before. So that's 2022 and 2023, over 4.5 billion. Meron din ba kayong plano na kilatisin kung date yung confidential funds ng Office of the President?
Well, kung maalala, ito po yung nag-emanate po ito because during the budget hearing, ayaw pong sumagot ng ating Vice President with respect dito nga po sa pag-spending po niya dito. And we believe that the Office of the Vice President, and not only the Office of the Vice President, there are some departments or agencies who do not deserve the confidential fund, primarily because the nature of their function does not involve national security, peace and order, and intelligence gathering. Unlike the Office of the President, ito po pala, ang Office of the President is the commander-in-chief ng ating lahat ng mga armed forces at saka ng mga iba't iba pang sangay ng gobyerno that requires the national security and peace and order. Kaya po, magkaiba po kasi ang kategorya ng Office of the President at saka ng Office of the Vice President as well as DepEd.
That's correct, but we do know that the agencies already have their confidential intelligence funds. The AFP already has theirs. Pagdating po sa security, I mean, wala po ba tayong planong accounting for the billions? I mean, it is a huge amount of money plus the security agencies already present CIF funds.
Yung parang redundant kasi, no, Kong? Or sasabihin na, okay, hindi naman sa tatanggalan yung presidente because I think his office is big enough to have CIF, not just confidential but also intelligence funds. Pero yung accounting part lang ba, Kong?
Kung meron pong mag-lodge ng complaint, bakit naman po hindi? But insofar as the Office of the President is concerned, kami pong paniniwala, magkaiba po kasi talaga yung kategorya nito, unlike doon po sa iba.
Pero wala po ba tayong, hindi po ba tayo nanggigigil, malaman, saan napunta yung pera kay Colonel La Chica, Colonel Nolasco? I mean, medyo nabitin po kami.
Alam po ninyo, they have their own internal investigation already. So we trust the AFP, the chain of command. So antayin po muna natin kasi mahirap naman po na pangunahan po natin yung kanilang investigasyon.
Okay. Babakasakali lang kung kasi dati naman po pwede pa rin ipatawag kahit na may sarili ng investigasyon. But just to clarify, no, for other agencies, kasi lumabas na rin po yung issue na minsan kasi kung confidential funds, naka-sealed envelope lang daw yung liquidation nito at karaniwan hindi na nga ito binubuksan. So apart from the OP and the OVP, meron pa ba kayong plan na kilatisin, no, yung paggamit at pagka-discharge ng mga confidential funds ng iba pang civilian agencies or kailangan pa ba may mag-complain muna bago natin itong kilatisin?
Well, ito naman po kasi based po to sa privilege speech tsaka sa manifestation ni Congresswoman. Hindi naman po ito bigla na lamang po naming hinila out of the blues, no? So this is based on the privilege speech and kung maalala po ninyo, during the committee hearing, Congresswoman Franz Castro requested the Commission on Audit, for a copy of the audit observation memo or the notice of disallowance of the Office of the Vice President. But it was only recently that we were able to get hold of this document. Kaya po, ito po yung pinag-ugatan po nito.
There is a third impeachment complaint that people are waiting for. Is it not coming from the majority? Would you have a clues as to where that's coming from?
I heard over the news a while ago na yung other third impeachment complaint, according to, I think, to the SecGen, that it will be coming from a religious sector. So I do not know how
Actually, Kong, it
kung
was
gaano po ito
right. SecGen Velasco said that it's
Yes, it was
coming
SecGen
from
Velasco.
right. Galing kay SecGen Velasco nga eh. Siya yung kumbaga tumimbre sa media na magkakaroon pala ng third. I think the initial
Yun lang
thing,
po yung basis ko eh.
ayun lang din. So wala pa kayong alam kung saan siya manggagaling. Apart from yung what
Wala
we
po
already
akong
know.
alam eh.
Okay.
But Congressman, what is your
Napakinggan ko lang po siya sa news eh.
Okay.
what is your sense of the timing of this? Meron po nagsasabi na, naku, wala ng oras, medyo gipit na talaga sa panahon. May nagsasabi naman na dapat ngayon na kasi pagka nag-antay pa talagang may iba na ihip ng hangin. I mean, isn't that effort lost as well for everything that's been uncovered in the hearings?
Well, ako kasi right from the very beginning, yun din naman ng concern ko, the timing, no? Because as we all know, by next year, by February, magsisimula na po yung national campaign. Then by March, yung local campaign. So medyo very challenging ngayon yung oras ng lahat.
Okay, and lastly lang siguro, no, Kong, at least from me, earlier wala pong confirmation from anyone on the panel na magkakaroon nga, na magre-recommend yung committee to file charges against the Vice President. Can we confirm na parang talagang wala kayong recommendations to file any charges against the VP?
Well, kanina doon sa presentation po, yung po yung mga paniniwala ng mga miyembro na baka po ito po ay pwedeng tignan yung mga crimes that were discussed a while ago during the committee hearing. So by the time that we meet again with the members, that's the time na pag-uusapan po namin what to do next.
Okay, so for now, what else can the public wait for? There's still a few more session days to go before the Christmas break. Ano po yung kinabibisihan ninyo dyan sa komite, pati na rin siguro sa Quadcom?
Sa committee, sa totoo lang, I will have to admit na talagang medyo nahihirapan din ako kung mag-master ng quorum because of the busy schedule that each and every congressman are having right now dahil nga po alam naman natin na halos lahat yan, mga kandidato rin. So may kanya-kanyang distrito rin sila na inaasikaso on top dito sa mga committee hearings, dito rin po sa pag-attend ng session. So by this time po siguro, kasi hanggang next week na lang po ang Congress. So siguro hopefully by next year, baka medyo mapag-usapan po namin once nag-resume po ang Congress.